We're currently in the Nuffield Foundation in London, and we've just had a 2-hour discussion about the pre-election report, talking about its recommendations, its style, whether it's the kind of report that will get the kind of policy attention and public attention that we think the issues in the report deserve.
Well, we had a meeting which drew together the working group who've been preparing the pre-election report on behalf of the social sciences, and I attended as chair of the review group.
We've put together a working group that's met several times over the second half of 2014, and David Walker has been drafting the report, and each time we meet we go over what he's written, we give our feedback, we give suggestions of how it could be changed, improved, and by early 2015 we'll have a report that we will all put our names to.
So there's a working group who's come together to write the report, but they asked whether a group of us might come together and perhaps just offer some hopefully constructive comments on the various drafts of the report as they go through. The review group is a mixture, so we have people who represent academics. John Urry is an example of that. We also have people who represent government to a certain degree. So Jill Matheson, who recently stood down as the head of ONS, is a good example of that. We have Andrew Dilnott on there, who of course used to head up the IFS and now is quite heavily involved with UKSA and various other organisations.
The purpose of the pre-election report is to have a public statement of why the social sciences matter, which can be read and understood and utilised by policymakers, politicians, but also hopefully other actors in the public sphere, journalists, civil society organisations, but also the social sciences themselves, to think about how they can transform themselves and go forward over the coming years.
I think there are many examples where the UK is doing exceptionally well. So my view is that the social sciences on the whole is performing exceptionally well in the UK, and that we should talk about the social sciences from a position of strength.
But it's also got a set of recommendations about how we on the working group and the review group would like to see the agenda for social sciences pushed forward over the next Parliament, and to think about how can the strength of the social sciences be drawn on better, how can they be developed further, but also to think about a strategy for social science, so that to think about how to push social science forward, how to think about how should social science look by the end of the next government, by 2020.